First, they came for Gina Carano, and nobody listened. Then they came for, I don't know, what am I going to do with this bit? And then finally they came for Tifa's panties in Final Fantasy VII, and we're outraged. This is kind of a funny story. It's amusing, but it does go show the links SJWs will go to kind of ruin everything. And it's just little things, of course, and it's not a big deal, but it is ridiculous. It makes you roll your eyes that these people are so unhinged about everything that they have to remove something from a video game. Let's take a look at what we got today. I am, of course, a big Final Fantasy fan. If you guys don't know this, I don't play a lot of video games, of course, because I write a lot. I'm very busy with like all my comics and stuff. I mean, here's just some of my graphic novels that I've got right here. I've got a little prop. Hey, look at that. And then, of course, I do novels as well. And then I do journalism writing for the Phantom Pulse website and editing. So my hands like really can't take like playing video games and doing a lot more on that level. So I quit video games like 10 years ago so that I could focus on work. But Final Fantasy was always the ones that I did play, and I played them all the way through. I loved them. Everything in that series was awesome. Even Final Fantasy 13. I know a lot of people didn't like it that much, but I thought it was beautiful. And my favorite is Final Fantasy VI, of course, if you're wondering on that level. But this had me tempted to actually come back and play things because I loved Final Fantasy VII growing up. Of course, having a remake with beautiful new art sounds awesome. But you know, if they're going to change some stuff, I don't know about that. You'll have to let me know. I've heard some good reviews. My friend Andy Worski was talking how he's been playing through the demo that they released on PS5 and that it's awesome. But I'd be curious to know if you think this is good to go, despite these little like annoying niggling changes at the end of the day. Let's get into the news. And of course, hit the like and subscribe button if you're new here. I appreciate you for being here. All right. Square-Enix ditches Tifa's panties in FF7 Rebirth as producers claim embarrassed over classic game mechanics. Oh, so embarrassing. At least Tifa still looks pretty. I know they kind of dropped her cup size a little bit here too, as you can tell from the original. The latest demo reveals content censored from the original game, disappointing Square Enix fans of female undergarments. The removal of Tifa's iconic orthopedic underwear hints at more censorship in the game. The original scene where Cloud returns as a member of Soldier allows players to explore his and Tifa's hometown. In Tifa's bedroom, players can browse her drawers where Cloud originally received orthopedic underwear as an item. However, the remake now has Cloud no longer pocketing Tifa's panties, although she still scolds him for looking in her clothing drawer. Now, if you've ever watched anime, the whole like going through and getting caught stealing panties is a trope in comedy that's done in like almost every anime back in the 80s and 90s. The guy usually gets a bloody nose and then she pops him. You know, it's really funny. And that's kind of what this was harkening back to. But you're not allowed to have humor anymore in 2024. Everything has to be super serious. And this is anti-woman, misogyny, male gaze. You just can't have nice things anymore. Everything has to be distilled for the woke feminists and the crazy people out there. So it's kind of a sad thing to watch that something like this actually drew the attention of the game designers. And we're like, you know what? We're not going to leave in the cute little funny things that are harmless. It's freaking characters in a video game at the end of the day because we're going to do it for modern audiences. It's really sad, and that's the whole deal. So here's an interview with the Game Informer that he mentioned feeling embarrassed by the game's depiction of certain issues. There were teams working with each other and the things that they say in the storyline, but overall, Nojima-san was the final reviewer. That's bringing the whole storyline together. The practice was carried on for future titles to have that cohesion, but besides that, it was sort of an anything goes world type event. Oh no, I don't like that anything goes world anymore. Even within mainline Final Fantasy titles as a series, we consider Final Fantasy VII to be this sort of midpoint title that's in the middle of it all. Up to Final Fantasy VI, it was created in a certain way. Then from 8, the brand of a new way of approaching development, where 7 sort of sits between those two titles. It included a lot of those elements in each department of their own, just on a whim. Wanted to include, so they just included it, whereas 8 is much more calculated and strategized. 7 is a mix of that, where it's calculated and kind of a whim at development. If we made games like this the way we did when we were creating the original 7, we would be in a lot of trouble right now. Oh my gosh. Times have changed. Yes, here's the modern audience crap. Beyond 7 is the point I'd say that times had changed. It's the last of the titles we were able to do things that way. Well, it's really sad because now you have to kowtow to the SJWs in everything you do. Even in Japan, it is, of course, being imported over there. It's being forced upon them by our American government. If you don't know about it, I mean, they're doing crazy things to try to wreck Japan's culture like they've wrecked it here. But that's what the globalists do every single time. Tragic, but, you know, it's par for the course. What do you think about this? It's kind of a stupid thing, so it just makes you roll your eyes like, gosh, why do the SJWs do this? I mean, it doesn't really impact the game, but I just hate that these people do this kind of thing. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. Is it worth playing? Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.